Hi everyone. So I'm coming in with something new today. Okay, I see one person here. Let me give y'all some time to coming in for Ready to Love. Episode 7 recap. I'm making sure I'm looking into the camera so that y'all can feel like I'm looking at y'all. I'm coming in ready this time, y'all. I'm coming in ready. Like super, super, super ready. This is going to be a way better prepared live than any of the other one that I did because your girl has been, getting acclimated with like streaming services and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I need to come in correct. So I'm going to give y'all some time to come in and then we're going to start. But if any of you is here, let me all know in the comments. Please, I want it to be interactive. So let me give y'all a minute. I see one person here. Okay. I see 3 person here. Let me all know who you are in the comments. Let me know who you are, who you're coming, who you're watching from. Who is it? Who are you? Every time I see people in there, I'm excited, y'all. Even if it's one person, I'm like, listen, that's one more person than I always expect. Because those live stuff is different. It's really different. And yeah, it's not like, I do my own videos, then I can like edit and just leave the right part. Life is a little bit more intimate. Yeah, they're a little bit more intimate. So let me know in the comment, you know, and I'm going to give some time to other people to come and then we're going to start. And today I want to do a full review because there's a lot that there's to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to say about episode 7 of Ready to Love. It ended with a lot. So yeah, I'm going to give you all a minute to come, to get comfortable, and then we can start. And I'm like, I have like all my stuff ready, I have my pictures and I have everything, So bear with me. But yeah, I'm gonna give you a minute to come in and stuff. It's 12:04. Let's give people until 12:08 to come in, and then we can start. All right. I see 4 people here. Let me know in the comment for those of you that are here. Those of you that are not too shy and can come in and write me a little comment, to encourage me. I'm really trying to get used to do shorts, y'all, but it's not easy. So the more encouragement I get, the better it is for me. And this time is going to be way better. It's going to be way better than the 3 last time I did them because now I'm coming in more ready. All right. It's 12:06. I think it's time to start now. So, hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sami Sam P. And today we're going to be talking about Ready to Love episode 7. So, on episode 6, the couples, everybody was in there talking to Tommy, and Tommy basically told them to let him know hey, if there's anybody you're having issues with or grievance with and you want to be able to talk to them, it's time to tell the person now. So whenever it ended, we had Jeffrey that was not really happy with Suan, always interjecting into the little situation hiccup that she had with Blake. And Suan is tired. So Suan is telling her that, keep my name out your mouth. And she keep on repeating it. And Blake, who is using the advices that Cynthia gave him, now has the courage to say that he doesn't really, he didn't say those things, right? Jeffrey is making it all up. He didn't say those things. And my only thing is that why did you wait until Cynthia gave you that advices to come and say, yeah, you didn't say that, right? Like now they're trying to really make Jeffrey look like she's not telling the truth. And when I was actually watching the show on TV, and whenever I went back and watched the review, I noted that the producer, they cut a part. There's a part where Blake said that basically Jeffrey was trying to like mess up whatever he had going on with Suhan, but Jeffrey was not trying to mess up anything that you have going on with Suan, Blake. You don't like Suan like that, right? So whenever he said that, it made me feel that Blake is trying to play a dangerous game, and it made me feel like Blake is not telling the truth. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I felt like Blake is not telling the truth about whatever happened with Jeffrey. And yeah, at some point, Jeffrey is saying that Blake is that Sue is advocate. She's an advocate for Blake. And at this point, Suwan is like, don't talk about me. They go back and forth. And I don't know, something was said where Suwan and Blake were both laughing at Jeffrey. And everybody was looking at them like, huh? And I even took a picture of it. So let me show that to you all, you know. So let me share. So see your girl is coming in, ready and stuff. And yeah, let me see what I got for y'all. So okay, so see here in that part here, they were going back and forth with Jeffrey. And Jeffrey said, like, like, don't talk about me no more. Suwan is telling the same. And then something was said, and they were the only one that were laughing. I'm posting that video here because it really gave advocate. It really gave advocate. It gave like they were in cahoot against Jeffrey. And honestly, I was really disappointed in Suwan because once again, Suwan doesn't know what has been happening between Jeffrey and Blake. It's a he say, she say thing. And I felt like she's making herself a big disservice by taking on for Blake so much. And let me all know in the comment what you think about it. I just felt that Suwan should have been a little bit more neutral. I felt like she should have been a little bit more neutral. And I felt like this situation is going to come back to beat her in the ass at some point. I don't think that Jeff Blake is really feeling it for her, but that was a very kind of like weird moment because whenever they were both laughing and stuff, you see Cynthia clearly looking at them like, y'all. We see Marc-Anthony in the back looking like, and Andre is like looking straight, he's trying to stay away from it. But yeah, I felt like this scene was specifically cringe because it was like they were tag teaming against Jeffrey. And I'm like, I didn't like that. And we even see there's a next scene, right? There's a next scene where I'm gonna like share it with you all where at some point Jeffrey is talking to Swan, is basically telling her, oh yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the way you came across again for defending me against Jeffrey. Let me look for it for you all. So you see, I'm coming in ready. I have like clips, I have videos, I have everything. Let me show y'all. Let me show you what your girl got. So I'm gonna share again and something that brought us closer. I see that from a positive. Let me put it back to the beginning. Yeah, y'all. Whenever he said that, I felt like he's saying, I only see the positive for you and I because you were able to defend myself against that other girl that's been after me, you know? So because you defended me that way, I only see the positive for us. But I'm like, why do you think it's a good thing of her defending you? She wasn't there when this was happening. I saw manipulation in there, right? And whenever he was talking to her, I mean, we can see how Swan was like all smile. She was excited. She was happy. You know, she was happy because it was like when you have your little dog and you're like dangling a little bit of food, you're dangling a little bit of food and the dog is like, I want it. And you're like, do what I'm telling you to do. And because she did what he told her to do, now is giving her some like, yeah, you did good. Like a little bit like of patting. He's patting her, in the shoulder because she was able to defend him so much. I felt like this scene was so cringe, and I mean, my intuition is that she's going to regret. Whenever she's going to go back and see that, she's going to regret. Outside of the situation with Blake, I think that Suan is a beautiful girl, and she is, it's been a little bit hard for her to like talk to other guys and stuff like that because she's like so much into Jeffrey. She is trying to have something with Anthony, but we're going to talk about it. So next, what we have. So um we talked about Blake and Swan and Jeffrey triangle. The next thing that we have to talk about is how Andre gained my respect, right? Andre is back, right? Andre is back, and some guys were excited about him being back, and some guys were not as excited about him being back. But he's back. I think somebody in his family had something, or he had COVID, so he's back, right? And when he was there, he kind of like put Mercedes on blast, talking about, I wanted you to be there for me, when I was going through everything I was going through. You and I had a strong connection, and I was expecting you to be more present for me, but you were not. And I was very disappointed. And I'm going to show you all the clip because when I saw that clip, I was like, child, Andre, I'm not even mad at you. So let me look for the clip, let me look for the clip, and I'm going to like show that to you all. Here it is. Oh, it's not there yet. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. So I'm presenting. All right, let's watch this together. For me, it just wasn't my first priority. Yeah, it does say it all. I was like, girl, you were cut through. She said, out of sight, out of mind. I'm trying to have other connection. You decided to leave. I don't have time for you. And I was like, child. When Andre said he was going to leave, I was like, I mean, what else? I mean, as he said, she said it all. And honestly, I was kind of surprised for Mercedes to say that because, as far as what we've been saying, Mercedes really doesn't have that much connection. I felt like she could have been a good match with Marc-Anthony, but so far she hasn't gone on a date with Marc-Anthony like that, right? So we haven't really seen her talking to people, right? We haven't really seen her talking to people like that. We haven't really seen, her going back and forth with anybody. So for me to know that she has an option with Andrew, but she was like out of sight, out of mind, I was like, you know what, Andrew, you're doing the right thing. Andrew, you're doing the right thing. She didn't want to stay. What else she's supposed to do? What else is he supposed to do? No, I agreed with that. Um, The next scene that I thought was really weird was this scene here. I was like, when did that happen? This scene here, y'all. I'm gonna show you a picture, and some of you will recognize it that watch the show. So after the back and forth that Jeffrey had with Blake and Suhan, she went into the arm of Andre. And I was like, girl, why not Blue? Why not Mark Anthony? She went into the arm of Andre. She started crying. She started feeling bad, talking about, I know you've never really seen me, in this light, but yeah, I was really upset, etc., etc. And I was like, girl, child, I did not know this girl actually had a connection with Andre. And Andre is burn it all out. Like he's loving what she's feeding him. She's feeding him, how we say in French, Mademoiselle en détresse, which we call Mademoiselle in distress in English, I guess. Yeah, she's shy, she's fragile, she needs a man, she needs a prince in a shining armor, and she really played that. And Andrew was eating it all up. He was all in it. And a part of me was like, girl, not even with Mark Anthony. Girl went back to Andrew. So, as I said before, I felt that she is a hot commodity because of the energy that she has. I feel like she has a very feminine, fragile type of energy that a lot of men like. And she's proving me right here. Let me all know in the comment what you thought about that scene here of Jeffrey crying in the arm of Andre, that was really sad about the situation and really wish that people could see her in a different light. Let me all know what you think. Let me all know what you think in the comments, y'all. I was shocked. I didn't know that connection existed. I don't know if I missed some part of the show. And that's the thing with this show. A lot of stuff is happening in the background that we don't get to see, right? So that's probably a connection that was happening that the camera, the production of Ready to Love was not ready to show. So yeah, let me all know in the comment. Like, I see there's 3 of you. Let me all know. Let me all know what y'all are thinking, y'all. Then the next scene that I thought was really, really, really interesting was this scene here. Let me put it for you all. I don't know if I have it. Okay, yeah, I do. All right, all right, all right. That scene here, let's watch it together. I love that scene. So to give you more context, that was a scene between Anthony, Morgan, and Marcia, where they were, having dinner together, still at the same elimination thing. And she was telling him, I feel like you're not really running after me. I feel like you're not running after me, and a queen needs to be chased. I cannot be doing all the work and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, I agree with a lot of what Morgan said, but a part of me felt like whenever you're talking to my boy Tony, do you feel like you are maybe doing some of the chasing a little bit? I'm just, like, let's put it again. I love the line. I love the line, but like my only point is that really what you've been doing? And I'm not saying you've been chasing Tony, because I feel like there's definitely a mutual liking between Tony and Morgan, but I mean, you didn't necessarily let him do all the work. Let's be honest. I'm just saying. I agree with what you said. Anthony is really shy, and I think that I don't know Anthony, right? But I think that what's going on is that he's very observant, and he may not know how to really place himself, right? And then there is the pressure on being on camera. I think that he's having a little bit of difficulties to place himself in this whole thing that's going on. Let me know in the comment what you think of that. And then the next scene that I thought was also interesting was Morgan with a boy, Tony. And I mean, all I can say is that, they both like each other. They both like each other. And at some point, I felt like Morgan was being very, very like direct with Tony. She was like, "You need to stop. You need to do, oh my God, let me find this out. Let me find this for you all. Where do I have that footage? I don't think I have it anymore, but I really, really like it the way she was telling him, you need to like stop. Basically, Morgan is jealous. Morgan is jealous because Tony is in the middle. He's thinking about Morgan, he's thinking about Marcia, and he has a little thing going on with Jolene, and he's acting like he's not sure, but I feel like at this point he really knows who he wants. But there, Morgan is being very direct, even a little bit aggressive. But hey, I'm not mad at it because I feel like it's good for Tony. I think that the way she is what he likes, right? So I don't have a thing with them on a thing with on her with that. She's a little aggressive. Tony's a little aggressive. It works. They work. So then they share a kiss and whatever. And so at some point, all the gentlemen are deciding who they want to eliminate, and Tony is giving them poetry about his love for Morgan, and he's also saying that he thinks that Jolene is a really cool girl, talking about Marcia, but it is obvious that he really, really likes Morgan. And when Lyndon is talking about his little thing connection that he had with Morgan, Tony is jealous. Tony is jealous as hell. He's making a face. And I was like, child, let me show you all this face Tony was making. Like, he was not happy about it. Let me show y'all. Like, this is Tony's face, in the confessional. And Tony is saying, listen, you don't got a chance with my girl. No, as long as I'm gonna be there, you don't got a chance. You don't got a chance with her. And we all know that Morgan likes Lyndon, but she doesn't like him like that. I'm just saying. She doesn't like him like that. Tony is the guy for Morgan, and Morgan is the woman for Tony. And then after that, we have Mr. Blake. Mr. Blake found his voice, y'all. So now when he's being asked who he likes and who he doesn't like, this is what he says. Let me show y'all. He said blatantly lie. Whenever Jeffrey and him had a discussion, he didn't want to say nothing. After Cynthia gave him that advice where you have to say, no, this is not it, or yes, this is it, now Blake found the courage to say, she's blatantly lying on me. When he said she wants children at any cost, I was like, did she tell you that she wanted children at any cost? Or did you make that up? Like, I know Morgan wants to have children. I do. She wants to have children. She said it. But like at any cost, like, did you have a second conversation with you where she said that she wants to have children at any cost? And I'm wondering if this is why she's not happy with him, one of the reasons. And another question that I have is, does Swan wants kids? The Swan wants kids. Like, if any of you know if Swan wants kids, please let me know in the comment. I do not remember Swan being asked about if she wants kid or not, or mentioning that in the show, but if she does, please let me all know in the comment. So yeah, so then it's time for the elimination. It's time for the elimination. Then the gentlemen are coming into the front line, and I mean, it seems that Mark Anthony and Anthony are both, they're both in trouble, right? They're both in trouble, but it seems like they gave a second chance to Anthony, and Mark Anthony is on the chopping block, but the ladies ended up deciding that they prefer to not eliminate anybody. For those of you that don't know, they have like a one joker, like the woman and the men have a joker. So basically, they could have one person not be eliminated, and they chose to use it this time. The ladies chose to use it this time on the gentlemen. So Mark Anthony is safe, and this is how I felt. I felt like this person here because a part of me was like, what? So let me tell you what I felt like so that you understand, and let me all know if y'all agreed, if y'all thought the ladies made a good move or not when it comes to that. So let's see. Yeah, why is Blake still here? And for those of you that just came, hey y'all, and I'm gonna put it again. Me too. Yeah, why is Blake still here? You know what I mean? Like, Blake's name have been coming up constantly coming up, and he's still there. None of those ladies like him. His only connection is Suan. Suan only connection is with Blake. You know what I mean? And he's still there. And they chose to use it on Mark Anthony when Blake is still here. I was 100% with Morgan. I was 100% with her. And then when the time for the ladies to come, for the gentlemen to come to eliminate, the gentlemen, they decided to eliminate Jolene. The pretty Jolene was eliminated. Here is Jolene here. And honestly, I felt like it only makes sense. She wasn't able to have a strong connection with anybody. Personally, I like Jolene. I thought that Jolene was behave, well spoken, smart, knows what she wants, beautiful type of lady. I'm I'm wondering why. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't like her like that. Is it because she was a little bit on the thicker side? Is it because of the tattoos? Like, what it is? What is it? I know that she, when you see her, a vibe gives a little bit like, I don't want to say rough, but to me, she's beautiful. I don't see anything wrong with her, but I feel like she really has a good head on her shoulder. She's 30 years old. She was very open minded. And sometimes when she would go on dates with those other guys, I felt like they were judging her a little bit. I felt like they were judging her a lot. And I felt like she was so gracious, even the way, she took her elimination. She said, hey, I am ready to love, but the person that I'm ready to love is just not there. And I agreed. I think that the person for Jolene was not there. The only person that was able to see a little bit of who Jolene is, as far as what she says, and appreciate her, was Tony. But Tony is in Morgan's fillet right now. He has all eyes for Morgan, and it is what it is. But I really like Jolene. I thought that Jolene came with an open heart, with an open mind. Um, at some point, she even was very vulnerable, like twice. She cried in front of some of those gentlemen like twice. So she was very vulnerable and everything. but she's the one that was eliminated. But I do wish her well. I hope that she meet the right guy for her because she is a beautiful woman and she has a lot to offer. Period. Let me all know what you think in the comments. Let me all know. All right, what's next? What's next? What's next? So then, the singles are back on dates, right? So we have Mr. Anthony having a date with Suhan, and he's actually inviting her over to his house. And I was like, okay, you, and he has a nice, nice place, very, very nice place. Something that really made me laugh about his place was definitely this. I'm like, I was not even expecting this from Anthony. This is what Anthony had at his house entrance. I'm not even going to say it because I do not want YouTube to cut me. But yeah, that was hilarious, y'all. I was like, okay, Anthony, I didn't know you had a little bit of rough in you. You know, you had a little rough in him. I like guys like that, you know, like you see him, you think he's going to be like the geek, you don't really know what to expect, right? And then you like open the layers and you realize, he has a tattoo. Oh, this is how he speak. Oh, this is how he does. You know, I like people that you get to like discover over time. You know, like you don't want to like woo in your, you know, in your face type of people. I was surprised. I was like, okay, Anthony, that's how you speak. That's how you do and everything. So yeah, so Swan comes in and he's telling her that she's going to help him make a salad. So they're going to be making a salad. And I'm like, dude, you're from IT. Like, is that all you had to offer her? A salad? I mean, I would have eaten that salad, y'all. Like, your girl is trying to lose weight and look good for the summertime. I actually went on my first Pilates class today, and let's just say it was hard. It was really, really hard. But I'm planning on like keeping up with Pilates because I want to have a stomach like Lori RV, y'all. But yeah, they're having a good time. They're eating their food. And then it was a little bit awkward. It was awkward for many reasons. Anthony's on the quiet side. And he said he doesn't like Suan like that. I think that that is something she might be missing. I felt during the date that she kind of like was patronizing him a little bit. Oh, I want you to do this. Oh, I want you to do that. Girl, he don't like you. That's why he's not doing this or he's not doing that. And I mean, it's true that Anthony has been getting a lot of like similar feedback from Morgan and from Marcia. But a part of me is like, either he don't like y'all, or maybe they're right. Because that's three person that are, you know, giving him some remark. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to be on a date with somebody and they're like telling me what is it that I'm not doing right at the moment. I'm just saying that would make it even more awkward. Like I would not want to speak. Like imagine you going on a date with a dude and he's telling you, why don't you ask me this question? Why do you act this way? Why aren't you interested? You're the woman. This is how you need to do. How would you feel? And you're on camera on top of it. How would you feel? I think that that would lead to a very, very awkward moment. Honestly, honestly, I think it would lead to a very awkward moment. Let me all know what you think. I think it would be very awkward. So a part of me, even though I feel like the ladies are probably right, sometimes there's a timing on when you want to say things and how you want to say things. And yeah, she made it worse, really. Let me all know in the comment what you think. I see that there's some of you here. Let me all know in the comments, y'all. I want to get your opinion. I want it to be interactive. So if any of you have something to say, let me all know. So next, what do we have? We have the dates of the date. We have Mr. Marc-Anthony going on a date with Mercedes. And I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about that date. A part of me was happy for Mercedes because really we haven't seen much of her, right? And I was like, every time I was thinking that, you know, she would be a good match for Marc-Anthony. And now that they actually had a date, this is what, Mercedes gave us. Mercedes and Marc-Anthony gave us, I want to F right now. Like, let's go and get a room and let's go F right now. Look at this picture. Look at how she's looking at him. And I feel like it was like basically testing her. I think it was testing her. So initially, they were having a good conversation. They definitely were bonding about him being a pilot, and I think she also want to get a private pilot license. So they definitely have something to bond on. They're both young and beautiful, so this is great, right? But then it got a little bit physical, where she basically was touching him, and um I think I have something to show you all when it comes to that. I'm not 100% sure. No, I don't. I don't have something, but basically, she was touching him, and then when she was done touching him, it was like, I just want to go and and then she was looking at him the way she was looking at him, and I was like, listen, if your relationship always only end up being physical, is because you let him open the door for it. He opened the door and you let him in there. The way you were looking at him, your mannerism, you both just wanted to go into bed. And what I'm saying is that if it doesn't lead to something serious, Mercedes, you can only blame yourself, because this is a time where a man is going to test you. And I think that he was able to figure out that all you wanted to do was fun. Let me know what you think. Then the next date that also was pretty interesting was Mr. Marc-Anthony going on a date with Jeffrey. And I mean, those two, I don't really know what they're doing. I don't really know what they're doing. Like, he doesn't want kids. She has 3 kids. She knows he doesn't want kids. Like what are you trying to say? What are you trying to do? And then the worst part was when she's telling him, oh my god, I have something to let you know. And he was shocked. Look at his face, y'all. He was shocked because she told him that she basically have Crohn's disease, and he was shocked this way. But then he tells us in the confessional that he doesn't know what Crohn's disease is. And I'm like, so why did you make that shocking face then? Why did you make that shocking face then? You don't know what Crohn's disease is. I guess that was the camera. She said disease, so you knew that wasn't something, good. But yeah, they kissed and everything, and they're solidifying their relationship. But once again, I don't know, Jeffrey girl, like, mm-mm-mm. Then the next date that we have is Tony and Morgan. Tony and Morgan, basically, they use that date to solidify their feelings for each other at this point. Yeah. They use that date to solidify the feelings that they have for each other. And, going forward, Tony cannot go with anybody and Morgan cannot be with anybody. I think that's how I understand. And that can lead to trouble because Tony still likes Marcia, but Marcia is removed. I think that Marcia might not be as interested, or Marcia, she hasn't been getting a lot of camera time lately, I would say in the last 2 episodes or what. But she's a little bit more removed. I think that the connection between Morgan and Tony is more on the forefront. Let me know what you think of that, y'all. And yeah, I mean, they like each other. They like each other, and I honestly see them going through the end. I still feel like there's something about Tony that give me not serious, but I don't know. Is that going to come up during the show? I don't know. All I can say is that he really, really, really like Morgan, and she really, really likes him too. Then the last scene, the moment of truth, is when Miss Morgan is talking to Blake. Apparently, they arranged some time for Blake and Morgan to talk to each other. Morgan used that time because she really wanted to tell him how she felt. And Morgan went in, y'all. She went in. Let me show you all a clip of how she went in, and I was like, child, I don't want to be in your shoes. Oh Lord God, I don't think I have the clip with me at the moment. Oh no, I have it. Okay, let me show y'all. I've been doing my homework, y'all. Like I'm learning how to make those live. Like I want y'all to grade me. Like y'all need to tell me, have I been doing good, y'all? So let me show y'all. She said you didn't hurt me. So I feel like Blake came into it willing to apologize from the beginning, even though he said he doesn't know what he said, but he still wanted to apologize. And I'm like, why didn't you give that same energy to Jeffrey? Maybe Jeffrey would have been nicer to you, right? But you know, Morgan is being very like, she is not being nice, right? She's telling him right away, you know, you don't need to apologize. I'm not mad. You were just being rude. And I'm like, child, she's not playing now. Oh, wow. So Morgan is still mad at Blake for the conversation that they initially had on episode 1. And a part of me kind of want to go back to episode 1 just to watch what he said to her, but a part of me feels like they probably didn't record that. I don't think they did. And if you think that they did record that, please leave me a comment. Let me know if you believe that they did record that. But I do remember him saying that he wasn't interested because he didn't want kids. But she's really hurt by that. She really hurt by that. Let's move on. You go, Morgan. That was harsh of Blake to say that. I thought that was harsh, especially that we need to go back into the context that they didn't know each other. That was probably the first time of them seeing each other like that on the show. And Blake, you know, said the things that he said. And it's like, well, if you don't want to have kids, that's okay. I think that Blake may have come into the first episode a little bit like full of himself because he knows that he's a good-looking man, and that really stayed with Morgan, and she really doesn't have a good opinion of him because of that. Yeah, him saying that she said that wouldn't be happy if she doesn't have kids. If she didn't say that, she didn't say that, right? So you don't want to say that she said things that she didn't say. But a part of me feels like she's really going in on him, y'all. She's really, really going him in. Like, wow. What do you mean? Most people that have kids share the same sentiment. Like, you basically told her that she won't be able to realize 80% of the stuff she wants to realize because she has kids. That's not true. That is not the truth. Blake, that's not the truth. I don't agree with what you're saying. Yeah, he's been hurt. Yep. She's going in. I think that she might be a little bit too harsh on him. Let me all know in the comment if you disagree. I think that she's a little too harsh. I mean, it kept coming up because people are asking her. It's not like she's just going to go and talk about it to everybody, right? Tommy bring it up, and It's not like Jeffrey has been talking about it, so.
I feel that way about you. And I don't think you're a benign cancer either. I think you're malignant.
Why?
I don't think you have good intentions for being here. I don't find you honest. I feel like you're lying to these women, and it's not fair. These are beautiful women that are genuinely looking for love.
Damn, she went
I
in.
don't with these women's emotions, and I don't think you deserve to be here. It's disgusting.
Ooh.
So when I speak up, you got to help.
Ooh, she went in. What do y'all think, y'all? I felt like she was a little harsh, y'all. Like, even if he wasn't nice to her, like, I think that telling him he's a cancer is, I don't know. I felt like she went in a little hard. But I do understand that if he knows he's not going to be serious, don't come on the show. I do question why Blake is on the show because he's not having a connection with anybody. The only person he seemed to have a connection with don't want him, and that person is Jeffrey. Swan wants a connection with him. I don't think he wants Jeffrey. So yeah, I do think that I may have come to the show for different reason, but that was harsh. That was harsh. I thought she was a little harsh, but I understand why she feels that way. But I will have removed a little bit of the harshness. And I mean,
You haven't spoken to me. You've had no interest in talking to me. So your opinion really matters not to me. So you can feel the way that you feel. And I respect it. Move on. Follow your match. You don't have to even go through this. I wish you the best of luck.
I mean, at this point, how hell was he supposed to take it? I feel like he took it very graciously. And a part of me felt like, man, I mean, this is what the second, third time that Blake is under attack, and so far he's been able to maintain his score. I'm just saying, if Blake is doing something, it's not is making sure it's not showing on TV. I'm just saying. Whatever he's doing a good job at not showing it on TV. And his response was honestly the best response that he could have given. When you think about the situation that he's in, like how else could have he been able to like respond to that? I don't know, y'all. I don't know what to think. I understand how Morgan feels, but when you take a step back and you look at the way that Blake has been behaving on camera, I don't have much to say against him on camera. The thing is that there's a lot going on behind the scene that I hope we're going to be able to understand a little bit more during the reunion, because what's going on with Ready to Love is that usually at the end of the show, whenever there's the reunion and or else, the couples, everybody comes in and they come and they talk to people, they have chats and everything, and they're able to say their part. So I think that hopefully by that point, they will be able to we will be able to know more. We'll be able to know more what's going on and to understand the things that Blake may or may not have said in the back that we're not aware of. But yeah, y'all, that was it for my review. Thank you all so much for those of you that came in and talked to me and supporting me. I'm so thankful for you all. And on this note, I will see y'all next week for another live. Bye.